Hi there. My name is Beth Green, and
Hi, I'm Sweet Baby James.
that's right. And I'm also known as Granny Rock.
And I'm also known as James Maynard.
And that is also known as Lily, who maybe you should close the door.
Princess Barkalot.
Yeah, thank you, honey. So tonight I would like to complete the third of a 3-part series, which might turn out to be a 10-part series or a 100-part series, but I think it's at least for now. And I'm going to be talking about when I fight for my needs, I get stronger. And so do you. And so do all of us. Uh-oh! Okay. We just knocked some things over. So there you go.
There we go.
And I can't I can't wait to talk about this. And Todd says, hi, Beth and James and Princess Barkalot with a smile. Thank you, Todd. But before I embark on this topic itself, I'd like to turn us over to Sweet Baby James.
Oh, yeah. We are now at Granny Rocks Our World, otherwise known as Grow. And she will rock our world once again tonight with her wit, her wisdom, and her very uncommon sense. But it also sounds so sensible when you hear it, or at least does to me. So anyway, here we go. Take it away, Granny.
And before I do, I want to greet our other people who've already said hello to us. In addition to Todd, we have Helen, who says Helen is here. Yay! Ilan. Hello, James and Beth. Hello, Ilan.
Hi.
And Jamie says, good evening. Good evening, Jamie. So, so glad to see you all already. Okay, so in the last week, I'm not going to do a lot of review. Last week, I took on the topic of revealing our needs and fighting for them. First, I talked about how vulnerable we feel when we expose our needs because maybe they won't get met, or maybe the person who we need it from is going to use power over us, and we start to feel like, vulnerable when we started exposing our needs. And then I even talked about how difficult it is to identify our needs when we haven't been supported to do so, in our lives. And I talked about how fighting for our needs actually strengthens us, even if we don't get those needs met, because we have to identify what they are and we start to fight for ourselves, not a fight against. And I think, I hope that a lot of ideas got cleared up. And tonight, I want to go on to the grand finale, which is, when I fight for my needs, I am actually going to get stronger, yes, but so do you. And that isn't the way we're raised to think, are we?
No.
So first I want to just talk a little bit about the way we're raised to think, and then I want to get into the discussion itself. So the first thing is, let's say you grew up in a family where there was 6 children and there was 1 pie. Okay, and the 2 parents and cousin and Aunt Hilda and Uncle Ben. Okay, so now everybody, there's 1 pie. I mean, let's face it, you're only going to get, oh God, someone else came over. Oh no, Cousin Harriet. Oh, it's so good to see you. Could you please leave? Could you please come after pie? I mean, have you ever had that thought? Would you come later, right after we finish the pie? Anyway, so our experience in life is that there is a finite amount and we have to divide it out. But there is another way, of course, which is, let's say we say there is a pie, but if I get stronger, now we shouldn't be eating pie anyway, unless there's no sugar in it and, all that stuff. But let's say we're eating a sugarless pie. Amy says, hi, love you too. And I do get excited when I can see you on my phone since I'm not home yet. Excellent. So glad to be on your phone. Okay. So now let's say I'm really hungry and it's not a pie. It's really a dinner. So it's the same feelings like, oh, no, we have to share. But let's say I'm getting enough food to eat. Guess what? I can go cook.
Cook some more.
I could cook some more. If I'm stronger, guys, I can bake a pie, a healthy pie. Or go out and earn the money to buy the food that gets cooked for dinner so more of us can eat. That is a shocking thought for most of us.
Can I interject something else?
Yes.
to support that thought. Economists typically say that as you grow the economy, there's a bigger pie
That's right.
to share.
Exactly. So or you know how we tend to fight for love. Oh, there's only two parents, and oh, I want this one's love, and if daddy loves mommy, then daddy isn't paying attention to me, or if mommy loves John, then and John isn't paying attention, and so on, so on, so on. But let's say there's more love in the house. We're all developing the capacity to love. Wow, there's more love. So it is true that if the more that we are strengthened, the more that we can contribute to that whole. And so what I'm talking about is we give to the whole and the whole gives to us, and we don't have to fight each other at all. But that's a topic that's even going to be a little bit further down the line. I want to talk right now about needs, but I want you to keep in mind that when we talk about needs and getting our needs met, we need to get out of the paradigm that we're all fighting for some finite something. If I get my needs met, you don't. If I'm tired, then and you ask me to do something, it's like, right? Okay. So in order to have a really somewhat in-depth, and how in-depth can I ever get in 15, 20 minutes discussion, is I want to talk about three things. One is, what is a need versus a want? And how you might feel threatened if I'm trying to get my need met, and then looking at the needs of the whole and how my highest good is for your highest good. So let's go back to what is a need versus a want. Well, my version of reality is, and maybe I'm wrong, but it's my show. So I can say anything I want, right? And if you don't agree with me, you can go to someone else's show. Most people are not.
Or you can agree to disagree and just hold your point of view.
Right. But hey, go somewhere else if you don't like the kinds of things that I'm saying, right? Okay. A want. I'm going to give you some examples of the difference between a need and a want. I think I need sugar. Okay? Oh, and Vino says good evening. Good evening, Vino. I think I need sugar. But I really need protein. I think I need sugar comes from where? It comes from a desperate need to fill myself up with instant energy, whereas protein may take a few minutes, right? But I've gotten so hungry that all I can think of is, give me that piece of bread now. You know what I'm saying? Now that is not a need, it's a want. I want to relieve myself of that feeling of desperation that I'm having. And that, you see, is so much at the bottom of wants, that there is some feeling of desperation. There's something that's driving us, that we want something that's going to take it away. So my coping mechanism is, I want this, but I actually need something else. Now, I think I need a drink or a drug. I had such a hard day. I need a drink, right?
Heard that a lot.
Heard that a lot. Been there, done that, actually. I used to be an alcoholic. That was many years ago. I quit drinking in 1980. Okay. But what I really need is peace. I need security, a feeling of security. I need love. I need to overcome some shame within me. My needs take more consciousness. I have to really get aware, and they may take some work to meet those needs. Whereas the want is, I'll stop off at McDonald's and have a fried fish sandwich on white bread with lots of sugar in it, right? I don't even know if they exist anymore, but you know what I'm saying, right?
They do.
I want to be praised, but I really need to be guided. But I feel so desperate in myself that I'm constantly going, I need praise. Oh, admire me, praise me, tell I am, when actually I need somebody who goes, slaps me in the face, metaphorically, I mean, and says, honey, I love you, but you're off your rocker right now, and you really need this. So what I am truly needing is guidance. I need someone to bring the awareness. But my ego, we've been talking about the ego, you know, is my set of coping mechanisms. And it says, no, this is what you need, Beth. You need more praise. You need more money. Now, by the way, a lot of people need more money. I would never say that there aren't a lot of people in this world who need more money. People need money for needs, you know, but we don't need money for wants, because those wants are hiding our needs. And when we satisfy the wants, we're never satisfied. It's always the next drink or the next cupcake or the next boyfriend or the next praise or the next applause or the next more powerful job or the next, because there is never any satisfaction of that want, because that want is created by the despair that we aren't even addressing. So my needs are those things that will make me healthy mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Meeting my deepest needs is for my highest good. For my highest good. And Jamie is saying distraction. Yes, distraction from the need, she's saying, or he's saying, I think it's a she. Yes, indeed, Jamie. I should remember, but you know.
It's a she.
It is a she. Of course it's a she. Okay. Olvera says, I don't understand. This is Portuguese. Não entendo nada, mas parece dizer algo interessante. Well, isn't that cool? So, and so she's saying, I don't understand anything, but it looks like you're saying something interesting. Well, that's wonderful. Oliveira, pode ser que alguém pode traduzir, or something like that, para você. Okay. I need a translator, obviously. Okay, now, the fix is what the want is. The fix is the want. The real healing and the real satisfaction is the need. Jamie says, yes. Now, you might be threatened by me going after my needs. But I'm going to show you why you shouldn't be. Okay. Let's say I need to go to school, but you need me to make dinner because you're tired at the end of the day. Or you need me to keep making money. And so you immediately feel threatened when I say, honey, I really need to go back to school. Or, you know, this is an example, but you get what I mean, right? I need more intimacy. But you believe that you need to stay safe and detached. Don't bug me, lady. I need to eat vegetarian, but you need to eat meat. You're saying, what are you, crazy? What is this? I can't stand this food. It gives me gas. I don't feel like a real man. Or, you know, it really isn't good for me, or whatever it is. Okay. I've given a couple of examples where people, it looks like our needs are in conflict. Okay. Now, why do I need to go to school? Is that in my highest good? Well, yes, because I couldn't go to school when I was young. My family needed me to go work, or I was too insecure to think that I could ever make it, or I didn't have the right prerequisites. And Donna says, good evening, Donna. So I didn't get what I needed. And, you know, during one of the first shows, I think the first of these three, I talked about how a plant needs water, light, the right amount of light, the soil, and so on. A need is something real, guys, something that if we don't get it, then we are not going to be able to reach our potential. And so if I say to you, I really need to go back to school, and if it is truly, maybe I'm just going back to school because I want to make more money, or I want to look bigger, or I want to have a degree next to my name. Well, is that an example of a need, or is that a want? Well, that could very well be a want. I'm trying to make myself look different from who I am instead of just saying I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing. Right? So, don't be confused just by something looking like it's a need. It has to really be for the highest good. It is in my highest good to get more education so that I can fulfill myself. Well, how does that make you stronger? Well, you then have a partner, a mate, whether you're a man, woman, it doesn't make any difference. You have a mate who is emotionally satisfied, intellectually challenged, and might reach his or her potential, which might actually lead to income, but doesn't necessarily have to. So what do you want? You want someone who's miserable, resentful, feels stupid, inadequate, unfulfilled, or do you want somebody who feels good about themselves, who is going after something they need, is really developing and becomes a true partner?
And then we can get taken care of in another way.
Exactly. So you can say, okay, I get it. We have to talk about how is dinner going to be made, or what are we going to do for money while you're going to school? And we talk about it. What is for the highest good of all? Well, is it for the highest good of all for us to ask our daughter to start cooking, or our son to start cooking, or maybe it's time for you to start cooking? Well, but wait, I'm tired. Well, maybe you need to start cooking because you grew up in a family that made it look like only women should cook, or only men should cook, or only people with curly hair should cook.
Yeah, and if you're tired, take a 15-minute nap and then cook.
That's right. So maybe you secretly like cooking, or maybe you think that my cooking sucks anyway, and it's an adventure. You say, oh, I'm going to get a cookbook. I'm going to learn something about cooking. This is a whole new adventure in life. What is wrong with that? Nothing. You are growing too. While I'm going to school, you're going to cooking school. You've got the internet. You can find a recipe. And then you also get the pleasure of when I come home that I am so grateful because you have cooked and there's food on the table and we don't have 6 crying children who are saying, where's mommy? We want to eat. So this is an example where you need that challenge. Maybe you need that challenge because you need to confront your sexism. So it may be because there are aspects of you that haven't developed, or maybe because you need to be looking at why do you feel the need to be in power? Why do you need to be served? Why can't you be the server? That could be in your highest good, you see, because you're developing and evolving as a human being, right?
Yep.
Now, I just want to take one more example to go into, okay, we're running out of time. Okay, one more example is about intimacy. I need more intimacy, and you think that you need to be left alone. Would you please leave me alone? Well, Eileen is smiling benignly. If we are meant to be together, and guys, this is a premise, right? This is something I believe. If we are meant to be together, and I am meant to go to school, you are meant to find ways of coping with me going to school. And it may be that we have enough money to hire a cook if we're not busy squabbling for power. It's like, oh, there's some really obvious answer. But in terms of intimacy, if we are meant to be together, if I need more intimacy, so do you. Maybe you want to go hide because you've been so hurt that you're afraid to come out and be vulnerable. But maybe the very thing you need is to have someone like me challenging you to start to get in touch with your deepest self and bring it out and get your need for intimacy met. Well, I'm going to have to wrap this up for tonight, but I do want to say something. This principle of what, if it's in my highest good, it's in your highest good, it's in everyone's highest good. I want to give you some examples that have to do with our world. Our kids need action around climate change. And many of us feel the need for everything to stay the same. But is that really for our highest good? I mean, is it really for our highest good to sit around destroying the planet for ourselves and our children and our grandchildren? Is that really for the highest good of all, including us? Can we live with that guilt? Can we live with the destruction? Can we live with the flooding and the fires? My political adversaries think I should be impeached, and I think I should keep my job. Well, it may be for the highest good of all for me to be impeached. Well, but that's humiliating and embarrassing. And we have a
Aldezira?
Alderisa. And that seems like an encouraging statement. Thank you, Alderisa. Yes. So maybe I need to be impeached. Maybe I can't stand it anymore. Maybe I'm in the wrong job. Maybe I know that I'm wreaking havoc. Maybe my soul needs confrontation. Maybe I need to be humbled. How do you know? See, I'm not giving you answers, but I'm asking you to look at these questions. I'm going to give you one more example like this, and then I promise I'm going to shut up. Social workers want to take my children away from me because I'm molesting them. I don't want to give up my children. I want everything to stay the same, or I'm beating them or whatever. Well, maybe the very thing that I need is to have those children taken away so I don't have to look at their faces and know that I am hurting them. Maybe I need a time out from parenting so that I can get some therapy or some intervention to help me to become a more healed person. Maybe I shouldn't be a parent at all. That might be what's in my highest good. You see, the ego is always protecting the status quo, the coping mechanisms that we've already developed. But the soul wants the freedom that comes from being healthy. And that will be for the highest good of me, for the highest good of you, and for the highest good of all. Our planet, our family, our future generations. I will be back on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I will connect to you telepathically. We are here every Monday and Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time for Grow, Granny Rocks Our World. Please like the show. Please comment. I will answer your comments when the show is over, just like now. And please share these programs. Ilan gave me love, and she gave it to us, really. And Jimmy said, good always wins for the highest good of all. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And please spread the word about Granny Rocks Our World and Sweet Baby Jane.
Okay. Good night for now.
Bye-bye.